It is because you missed the animal welfare versus animal rights lecture. Whether it's because you're full online, or because you're temporarily full online, or because you just physically weren't in the building one of those 2 days. So, animal welfare. What is animal welfare? Well, first of all, I think it's important to define the difference between rights and welfare. So, what is a right? A right is a moral or legal entitlement. Remember, I go through these slides fairly fast, so if you need to pause to write things down, do so. So, for example, a lot of times when I ask students what is a right, they will start listing off First Amendment rights, the freedom, speech, religion, press, those rights. They might start saying the Bill of Rights or things like that. Those are all legal entitlements. So a right is a moral or legal entitlement. On the other hand, welfare is the health, happiness, and fortune of a person or group. So it is how to make their life as healthy, happy as possible. This is true with people. This is going to be true with animals. So, first we're going to define animal welfare. Take a second just to think, knowing those definitions of welfare and rights, what you think animal welfare and animal rights would be. So, animal welfare is how an animal is coping with its conditions. It refers to the state of the animal. I'm just going to pop all those on. But the big thing is, animal welfare is the human responsibility to ensure adequate care for animals. And we'll dive a little bit more into that in a few later slides, what exactly that care is. But it's things like making sure that they have a clean area to live. It's things like making sure they have adequate vet care, that they're properly fed, that they're healthy animals, and to the best of our ability, that they're happy, content animals. If you have attended my labs recently and were able to watch, sorry, it's Ugly Sweater Day, so I have bells. So you were able to watch the Temple Grandin movie. That was the focus of that movie. Temple Grandin redesigned slaughterhouses. On an animal rights side, they're like, oh my gosh, you're still killing animals. But on an animal welfare side, it's like, well, yes, these animals were raised for human use, but we made it so that their death is humane as possible, and leading up to their death, they're as comfortable and as happy as possible. And in that short YouTube video that you watched with Temple Grandin, she discussed that exact thing. On the flip side, animal rights is the belief that animals should have the same or similar rights to humans. It may not make sense for animals to have, say, the right to vote or to drive, but they should be treated in a similar way to humans where applicable. So, for example, we shouldn't be able to eat animals from an animal rights perspective. Not from my perspective, from an animal rights perspective. We shouldn't be able to own animals as pets because we can't own people as pets, so we shouldn't be able to own animals as pets. I have heard many different arguments from many different sides on that one. So, animal rights, same or similar rights to humans. Animal welfare, animals and humans are different, but we should treat them as humanely as possible. So, what is considered good welfare? How do you know your animal is being well taken care of? Well, they're healthy. They aren't leaking pus from their nose. I mean, obviously sometimes they have runny noses. We all have runny noses. But there's definitely a difference between an unhealthy, I'm just staring at the noses of cows as I'm coming up with this example, sick pus and like, oh, they have a runny nose. They shouldn't be constantly in pain. That sort of thing. If they do get sick, because animals get sick, humans get sick, animals get sick, We treat them. They have proper veterinary care, which I think might be the next one. Nope, comfortable is the next one. Let's look at what all these are. So comfortable. Do they have a warm place to be when it's cold out? Do they have proper bedding so that they have a nice place to sleep? Are they constantly stressed out because they are in an environment that's stressful? Are they well nourished? Are they fed proper nutrients? Are they safe? Or do they at least feel safe? Are they able to express innate behavior? What that means is, are they able to do their natural thing? Are chickens allowed to peck, spread their wings, that sort of thing? Not suffering from any unpleasant states. So that they, yeah. Yeah. Are they happy, healthy as possible, comfortable as possible? Oops. They aren't experiencing pain, fear, or distress. I didn't realize I had one more click. Some other things it includes: disease prevention and veterinary treatment, appropriate shelter and management. As I said before, do they have a place to go when it's cold? Do they have some shade when it's hot? Good nutrition goes back to well-nourished. Humane handling. Are they able to be handled in a way, or are they being beat and prodded? Humane slaughter. Again, that sounds like an oxymoron, but are they able to calmly be led to slaughter in a way that is not stressful for them, and then have it be quick and painless? Or is it something else? Pause if you need to write this down. 5 welfare needs of animals. So, sometimes these are referred to as the 5 freedoms. So, most welfare advocates are going to be advocating for these 5 things. Freedom from hunger and thirst. They're properly fed, they're properly watered. Free to express normal behavior. Remember, we talked about that innate behavior. Can they move around? Can they be in herds? Can they do what they would do naturally? Or are they too confined? Free from pain, injury, and disease. To our best of our ability, are we keeping them free from pain, injury, and disease? And if they do get injured or get sick, are we giving them the proper medical treatment? Free from discomfort. Again, that they've got comfortable place to lay down, that they've got their basic needs met, that sort of thing. And then free from fear and distress. So are they constantly being pushed around, or are they able to just kind of live their happy life until we're done with them? The big difference to keep in mind, animal rights, is that the big difference is that animal rights, humans should not be able to use animals. Animal welfare, humans should be able to use animals. So those are our big differences. With that being said, have a super uber fantabulous day. I'll see you later.